Let's talk about that exact moment you get the email. You know the one. We'd love to invite you to an interview. For a split second, you are absolutely thrilled. And then, well, the sheer panic sets in, right? It's incredibly common, especially for college students and recent grads, to feel just completely overwhelmed about upcoming interviews. But in this explainer, we're going to validate that anxiety and then we're going to completely destroy it. We are diving into how you can use AI as your ultimate, completely free toolkit to conquer those nerves and gain a massive competitive edge. Let's get into it. So here is our roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. The interview preparation trap. 2. Research like an insider. 3. Predict and craft answers. 4. Run AI mock interviews. 5. Curveballs and smart questions. And finally, 6. The night before checklist. This is the 6-step system that's going to take you from feeling totally overwhelmed to walking into that room with absolute, undeniable confidence. All right, starting with step 1, the interview preparation trap. So why do most students totally bomb their interviews? If you have ever frozen up just staring blankly at a hiring manager, I really want you to know something. It's not because you don't care, and it's definitely not because you lack potential. Honestly, most students fail because their fundamental idea of what preparation actually looks like is just deeply flawed. There is a massive, massive gap between just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best versus using AI to strategically predict exactly what they want. Typical prep is, what, skimming the About Us page the night before? Mumbling some answers to yourself while you're lying in bed? That's just a recipe for your mind going completely blank. Real prep? That means building deep company knowledge, pinpointing the exact questions they're going to ask, and actually doing out-loud mock runs.
Which brings us to step 2, research like an insider.
For this, you're going to open up a free tool called Perplexity AI. Now look closely at the exact phrasing of this prompt. You are explicitly asking for recent news and cited sources. Why? Because getting cited sources means you're looking at what the company is doing right now in the real world, not some outdated training data from 3 years ago. It lets you walk in and reference specific, current events instead of just giving them vague generic praise. It's a total game changer. Next up, you take that gold mine of research from Perplexity and you feed it directly into Claude. You're essentially saying, hey, here's what the company is currently up to. I'm interviewing for this specific role. What would they expect someone like me to actually contribute to those goals? This instantly contextualizes all your research. It tells you exactly what they need from you, specifically. Talk about insider-level prep in just a fraction of the time. All right, moving to step 3, predict and craft answers. Now, you're going to take the actual job description, paste it right into Claude, and use this prompt. Ask for the 15 most likely interview questions. But, and this is absolutely crucial, don't just ask for the questions. Notice how we focus on interviewer intent. Forcing the AI to explain why they're asking a specific question completely shifts you from playing defense to being incredibly strategic. You suddenly know what they're actually looking for. To tackle those 15 predicted questions, we use the gold standard, the STAR method. That's situation, task, action, and result. Now, you've probably heard of this before, right? But without AI, let's be honest, most of us still end up giving really vague answers. Using this framework ensures every single thing you say is concrete, specific, and super memorable. And this prompt right here, this is where the magic really happens. You tell Claude what the interviewer is trying to assess, and then you just type out a rough, kind of messy version of a real experience you've had. By feeding the AI your own real-life, unpolished stories, you completely avoid sounding like some rehearsed robot. Instead, Claude acts like your own personal, world-class editor, helping you shape your background into a genuine, highly polished story. Okay, on to step 4. Run AI mock interviews. I literally cannot stress this enough. The mock interview is the single most important step, and yet it's the one almost everyone skips. Look, thinking about a brilliant answer quietly in your head is a totally different ballgame than delivering it out loud, under pressure. If you skip this, it's a fatal error, because your brain will just freeze up when you actually have to articulate those thoughts to a real human being. So, to bridge that gap, use this exact prompt to simulate a real interview environment. Tell Claude to act as a senior interviewer and grill you with questions, one by one. You absolutely have to speak your answers out loud for this to work, no typing. And the best part, after the 20 minutes, you ask Claude for an honest overall assessment. It's going to give you the objective feedback a real interviewer is definitely thinking, but would politely just keep to themselves. Now for step 5,
Curveballs and smart questions. Yes, the classic curveballs. We have all had that moment of panic at where do you see yourself in 5 years? But the greatest weakness question, that is the one where so many people mistakenly try to pass off a strength as a flaw. I'm just a perfectionist, or I just care way too much. Please don't do this. Interviewers literally roll their eyes because it just shows a total lack of self-awareness.
Which brings us to a huge guiding principle. Authentic answers beat perfect answers, every single time. By using Claude to uncover the hidden intent behind these tricky curveballs, you can build a genuine, self-aware answer. And when you answer honestly, but strategically, you build immense trust in that room. Now, towards the end, they're always going to ask, so, do you have any questions for us? Never, ever say no. If you say no, it just kind of looks like you don't care. Instead, run this prompt beforehand to generate smart questions that prove your commercial awareness and your deep curiosity. You want questions that are so specific to the company's actual current challenges that the interviewer has to literally pause and think about it. Oh, and this closing question right here, it is pure gold. Ask them, based on what you've seen so far, is there anything you'd like me to clarify? Talk about a massive confidence move. Think about it. You are directly asking if they have any concerns. It gives you one final critical opportunity to clear up any lingering doubts they might be hiding before you walk out that door. Finally, step 6, the night before checklist. Let's walk through this highly actionable checklist for the night before. 1. Reread your company summary. 2. Review those core star answers out loud. 3. Check the smart questions you plan to ask. 4. Get your outfit, route, and logistics totally sorted. And 5. Get 8 hours of sleep. Notice a trend here? The night before is entirely for light review and logistics. Absolutely no cramming allowed. At this point, the hay is in the barn, as they say. And right at the finish line, use AI to ground yourself. Feed Claude everything you've worked on and ask this prompt to get 3 simple core anchors to hold on to. Instead of a whirlwind of panic thoughts keeping you up at night, it centers your focus entirely on what actually matters when you're sitting in that chair tomorrow. So I want to end this explainer by asking you directly, armed with this AI cheat code, what exactly are you going to do differently for your next interview? I really challenge you to apply this system tonight. Stop relying on skimming outdated About Us pages and just hoping for the best. You now have a structured, proven roadmap. You can be proactive, out-prepare the competition, and walk into any room totally ready to dominate your career journey. Thank you so much for joining me today. Go prep with purpose, and I'll catch you next time.